social justice community. My name's Lily Wallace and I'm a political science major currently working on my second degree, BDIC or Make Your Own major, in civic engagement, spirituality, and social change. For my summer assignment, I chose the first option, which was choosing to explore a character from the book and realizing their truth and your truth. I don't know, it was kind of interestingly written. So I chose Jane Addams. She was a pioneer of the American social working movement through her writing, her settlement work, and in general her international peace efforts. I found her work and her truth very motivating. She was around in the 19th century, so during the 19th century there was a women's movement beginning to sort of promote education in women, autonomy, and a breaking of traditional male-dominated occupations. So, yay for breaking down gender stereotyped roles. So she believed that women should make their voices heard in legislature, even though women did not yet have the right to vote. She thought that women should search out opportunities and realize them for themselves. So at my age, she was going to her local university, much like myself, going to my local university of the University of Massachusetts Amherst. She was studying to be a doctor because she really wanted to help the poor and help people in need. So she was on her track of pre-med studying to be a doctor when she had to undergo surgery for a spinal injury that she had had for most of her life. But going and getting the surgery, she had to take some time off for recovery, and the doctor suggested that she go travel and like see the world and see things that are around. So she decided she was going to travel around, and she went all throughout Europe and England where she started seeing these things called settlement houses. And when she came back, she realized that she didn't really need to be a doctor to help the poor, which is one of the most motivating truths out of her entire story for me, because I really wanted to work and help people with whatever job that I was doing. And my dad told me I had to be a nurse or a doctor or something, and I am so bad at math it is not even funny. So there was no way that being a doctor or a nurse was in my cards. So it was really awesome to me to see that this woman, who was just such a vibrant character in the social justice history, was able to help so many people and not have to have her medical degree, which was pretty awesome. That's that flashcard. So she worked with Ellen Gates Starr to found the first settlement house in Chicago, which was called Hull House. It was actually the first settlement house in all of the United States. And it was a place where immigrants could come and they could learn things, they could have a meal, and they could, in general, gain tools necessary for their survival in this new country, for putting roots down. And while it originally focused solely on education, it eventually became very evident that there was more that was needed than just education. So Hull House started offering more cultural and social events for it to be more well-rounded. So it became more than just a school, but just like a full-on center for social reform, just a big melding of cultures. So Jane Addams and the rest of the Hull House employees worked to raise money for the needs of the neighborhood. They started a daycare for working mothers. They had an employment bureau, art gallery, libraries, English and citizenship classes, and theater and arts and music classes. But it's pretty crazy because by the second year in existence, they were helping 2,000 people on average a week. So as it grew, it became a place for trade union groups to gather, and it was able to provide just a powerful movement for social reform. So Hull House originally the entire point was to help those who were in vulnerable aspects, the immigrants coming in who didn't really know anyone, children, women, those in general seen as society's most vulnerable. So they worked to launch the Immigration Protection League, which a lot of during this time, everyone kind of hated immigrants, which I mean, it's not really that new of a story, but they worked to pass legislation to help immigrants. They worked to create the Juvenile Protection Association, which was one of the first juvenile courts in the country, and the Juvenile Research Center. And what actually ended up happening with these agencies is they ended up helping to realize more reform on like child labor laws on both a state and national level. But the main point of Hull House was still its educational programs that were run. So this was kind of where I saw a parallel to my life on campus when I'm not in class. I am working with the Labor Management and Workplace Education Program, or LIMWIP. It's located in South College, or I think we actually just moved, but it doesn't matter. I work as a volunteer in a ESOL class, or English for speakers of other languages, and I work in a beginner level class. Now, LIMWIP offers classes for all UMass staff, and my class is usually made up of dining common staff, maintainers, who are the people that keep our dorms clean and just in general UMass clean and sparkly, and then people that work at the physical plant. So I've had the opportunity to work with people from Nepal, from Moldova, from every South American country, every Central American country, all over the world. People that have been here for a month and people that have been here for 10 years. All who really need English to help further them in their careers, so they can help fill out the paperwork to switch to different jobs. And through working there, I've actually learned a lot about the UMass employment system. It's actually been a really great experience. But it's been an interesting place to see how dependent people are on English, because it's America. They really need to learn English to have any chance of getting further employment. So I think it's really an awesome place to volunteer, and if you have any questions, let me know. I love working there. So, but back to Jane Addams. She played a huge role in the pacifist movement in World War I, and she worked to found the International League for Peace and Freedom, the Women's International League for Peace and Freedom, and she was its first president, and for this she was awarded a Nobel Prize for Peace in 1931. Well, she was a pretty rad lady, and I just wanted to leave you with this quote from her. And the future will be determined by the home and the school. The child becomes largely what he is taught. Hence, we must watch what we teach and how we live. So I think it's important to remember that as well as being students here to learn, we are also all teachers and role models. And we have to be thoughtful about our decisions and the examples we present to others. Because you never know how you'll impact all those you encounter. So with that, I will see you in the fall. Oh, one more thing. I promised my brother I would do this if he recorded it, so. Oh gosh. Okay, cut, that's it.